It's kind of a test stream or whatever because I'm trying to see. I had to change up some things. Okay, so hello, hello. Okay. Okay, so I can still hear what I'm listening to on YouTube, but it's not coming through on her good. Now, if I turn it on, what will it do? Umer. You want to say Umar? I don't hear nothing. And window capture?
They're not going to tell the truth. They're going to make the
Wait. So then it worked? Hold on. Okay, so
Kind
I
of
mean, probably 10% of people there are cheating.
Not 10%.
So it's at least 3,000 people in there stepping
try
out
that
on
and see if
somebody,
it help.
and they caught the two that mattered. That's man.
Anyway, all right. Well, moving on.
man. Look, let me tell you something, man. Look,
Okay, so now I can hear it through the stream.
cheating is as common. Is more cheating is more common than two couples.
Now if I'm Okay,
know
so when
what
I hide it,
society-
it's off,
Society is really about.
even though it's still showing right
but-
here. Okay.
30% of all couples where it's only I'm with him, she with me. I mean, is man, woman, woman, man.
Right.
People step off and get hit and licked all the time. Don't mean you want to leave the one you chose, but I'm saying, who do you know that's faithful, D? Do you know a faithful person in your life?
Oh, good one. Good poll, Abe. Thank you. Yes. Your show brought his wife, my cousin Mark.
Okay, so I
his
don't have to
brother.
do that. I
So
can
him
just.
and his-
People who wear flash hats. Fucking hoes.
Oh, bless your heart. Different people, different strokes for different folks.
Darling, you can say whatever you
You
want
can
to say.
too. You can too, friend.
You ain't faithful.
You can too, friend. How do you know?
But never be faithful.
He will never be
And
that.
he's a good guy.
Wow. There you go, Nail.
Abe will put real effort into being faithful, but if his options raise, let's say if Abe got married right
They're
now,
not ready to
and then all of a sudden he become a boss ass motherfucker, Abe gonna be like, hey, I want to fuck a bitch.
Okay, so something.
Ever. Oh, wow. See how he took your voice
Okay,
down a
fuck
couple
it, I'll let that
octaves?
ride.
Just saying. Anyway. Whatever, anyway.
I can't talk about
It's
Phil.
okay, friend. Okay.
But Phil, how many kids you got? 3? That's regular. I thought you had more than that.
It's a bunch of grandkids, though, huh, Phil? We got a few grandkids.
Have you ever been
Exactly,
faithful
Debbie,
to
you're
a
right. Thank
woman
you.
your whole life, Phil? That's a question that puts you on the spot. Never mind.
Wow.
That
just
puts
some-
somebody on the spot. But it's a very difficult thing to answer, except if you're like me. I'm not average. I have never in my life been with one woman at a time.
See? But you can't put that on somebody else.
I can't.
No,
I can
we-
put it
well,
off
we
on-
know you
I can put it
can,
off
but-
on you.
Well, we know you can, and you do, but who,
As long as I can put it off on
it's
you.
coming from you? It's coming from
You ain't never been with one man at a time.
Yes, I have.
That's a
Yes,
cap.
I have. I spoke about the moment that when I messed up. At least I owned it, and that's it. But I didn't want that or whatever.
So you admit you messed up, but you
I
was
have.
with one man at a time?
Yes.
How do you do that?
What are you talking about?
You,
I had a moment, a human moment.
Is
had
it
a
me?
moment, and I owned it.
you say it was just a moment. Yo, get the
I did.
fuck out
I
of
wrote
here.
about it. Come on now. I documented
Darlene.
it. It is out there. No,
That
he just so
album
hates.
cover,
No, he just so hates.
where you
Everybody
had
wants
the
you to be-
shotgun
Nobody's miserable like
and
you.
the bikini.
Nobody is.
Let me know everything
nobody's
I
miserable
need
like
to
you.
know.
Whatever. You've never had a relationship like that, and I think that's the problem. You're a
If
little
you
jealous.
say so, D.
You're a little jealous. Maybe a lot. A little jealous.
If
So-
you say so, D.
And
D,
if-
you
and
lived
if-
in a mansion.
and if you
no
say so.
woman who live in a mansion is faithful.
didn't have the mansion to begin with, I helped him get that. Let's go there.
What do you mean?
Let's
You
not go
pay
there.
for it?
And let's go there. I helped him. Oh, really? Do you want me to show the receipts as they say? I got plenty of receipts.
Darling, you
if
did
that's
not
the case.
buy a mansion on the hill.
I help the man get that. Do you not know? So I need to. Oh, okay, I guess we have to sit down and I'll have
You
to
helped
show
in
you
the- you
all
helped with
the
the
back
lawn?
history, all the back history and the interviews and all that. I was,
Tony,
okay.
what are you talking about? Do you know how much a mansion costs? Even back then.
Okay, I don't know where all this is coming, but see what it is you can see that, right?
No,
And when
you
it starts
said I'm
to come out-
jealous.
When it
I'm
starts
far
to
from
come out, it
jealous,
starts
I'm
to
just
seep out.
honest.
No, it starts
When
to
you
seep
are
out.
honest, you can rub people the wrong way. You have to. Okay, let me cut my phony Corey on.
Bless his heart. That's all I
I
gotta
did.
say. It don't. No, I don't ever go
Let me
all
tell
the
you
way there
something.
with him because it makes no sense. So, just saying. I just
Darlene.
always say, poor friend.
Darlene, honesty
Never had that kind of.
is not as painful as you think it is. Let me tell you something about
Oh,
dick pussy.
you are not big up. Let me tell you.
Darlene, dick
Shit.
pussy is a part of life
You're not the-
in Los Angeles, California.
You're not the
The
end
reason
all,
I
be
say
all of
Craig might be faithful, because I've only seen Craig with the person he presents.
that. And that means somebody's faithful. That's funny.
It doesn't mean that's why I said
Thank you.
Mike.
See?
You're gonna make me follow Craig or set
Oh,
him up.
me, I don't. What?
I will hire a bad
That's why I always say
bitch
bless Corey's heart.
to come up to Craig's show and beatbox
Lamar Banks.
and see what he's about.
Thank you, Princess Jasmine. Yes, exactly. Let's finish.
Who
And
is
let's
Princess
get into this.
Jasmine? What'd she say?
Nothing. Just leave her
Go
alone.
down. What'd she say?
Leave her alone.
Let Dee finish doing her segment. All right, Princess Jasmine.
That's right, Jasmine. Anyway.
Somebody
But
say
you didn't even
Corey
want them to
must
say
be
nothing
going
though. Well, shut up.
My friend.
Stop
see,
capping, D.
see
Let
how
them
we
feel
still care
free.
about him? See how we still care about him?
OG, you got to smash one time. Who you talking about,
Oh
D?
God. No, stop. And then he hits hard. That says something. When he tries to grab me, I don't think he touches you the same way.
She being
Craig.
phony. Darlene can take a punch. I
Of
know.
course I no. Of course I can, but why would you touch so
Look
hard?
at her. She's
So-
like, oh, Corey. Oh.
I do bruise easily though. And you already know, 'cause I told him before. One time we were
I don't know nothing about you bruising easily.
oh, plenty of times. Oh,
Every bruise you had was a bruise you told me about.
that's ridiculous.
I've never seen you be bruised. Every time, watch this. So it should be
Oh.
a bruise. I'm heavy-handed. It should be a bruise, right?
Remember where you
Let's see the bruise.
Remember where you
Let
kept
us see it.
HR.
Nigga, he is
You don't
HR.
do. You always putting arnica on stuff.
Feels
You
like,
know, put some
oh yes, let it go away.
arnica on it,
Yes,
D?
I do, but then I do live a rough life, so I don't. I'm gonna go roller skating tomorrow. All right, let's just change that. Okay, this is kind of sad, but to be expected. The first police officer in that case that got you a little worked up too, so I feel terrible bringing this up right now. That young man, McNeil, the one that was, punched through the window, broken glass and all that during his so-called
in Florida.
yes. Well,
Jacksonville, Florida.
the 22-year-old William McNeil, yes.
Okay.
Well, the first police officer was already found not guilty. Not guilty. So,
The one that punched him?
yes. And they have the picture now. It's online. So they have put him
Well, the
on
system is corrupt. Police ain't shit. Police do foul shit all the time,
last name's
especially the
Bowers.
people that look like me. We all know that. If you are an African American in America, the court system is nothing. The court system is foul, especially if you're going up against a police officer. You can get punched. But you know what? The president bought pussy, married the bitch, motherfucking took pussy from all kind of bitches, and he motherfucking run this nation. So fuck this nation and what's right and what's wrong. Court ain't nothing but a motherfucking bullshit ass situation you go through that they charge you for.
And he punched him twice. But if you guys know a lot about the case anyway, when they turned in the report, it was before the camera footage of his. So see, they lied on the report.
Oh, wow.
So there's even missing the guy punched him twice.
The young man got beat up real bad, and he didn't commit a crime. All he did was ask to be treated fair. The police are in a situation where they're able to torture, especially black people, and we got to find a solution. We might have to go to war.
Yeah, because
We've been getting beat up by the police, and the police beat the case for years. That's why they tore LA up.
It's so good to see you.
That's why the police are not under any do-right type of punishment. If you get into it with the police, they're going to get away with whatever they do. So whether you have rights or not, when it comes down to it and you're in court, the police are going to be found not guilty in most situations. So when they pull you over, you're in danger. It's the only thing I'm afraid of in society. I'm not afraid of the gangbangers. I'm not afraid of the men walking down the street like this, that, and the other. I got something for all that. It's the police, where if you handle your business with the police, they got a system that's so corrupt, they're gonna say, you did something wrong, but the police didn't do nothing. Stop thinking you're gonna go to court and get your rights justified. It's not gonna happen. When you're around the police, the safest place you can be is in the back of the car with handcuffs on. And that ain't even safe. But that's the safest place you can be, because if they beat you up and you in the car with handcuffs on, at least somebody could be like, damn, the man had on handcuffs in the back of the car. I would never step outside my car and talk to a police officer. If a police officer wants me to get out of my car, I'm going to say, please arrest me and put me in the back of the car where I'm safe, because if you're taking me out the car, I know you're about to try to violate my rights. I don't want to talk to you about anything on the side of the road. Let's sort it out in court. I get fired up when I see stuff like this, because that's a black man who's just like me, and he got beat up by the cops, and nothing happened to the cops. And it wasn't just all white cops out there. What's the name of the black dude that's out there? Is his name out there?
I'm pretty sure all their
That fuck nigga and the chief of police out there. That fuck nigga.
That's that Florida state. Yeah. Well, it's not all states, that's true, but that happened in Florida. So moving on real quick, I don't know if you guys were able to catch that one story about a month or so ago about an employee who was in Burger King and she was working the entire facility by herself. I don't know if you guys caught that. Yeah. And she was there because she said, I have to make money for kids. She has a couple of jobs. She's only 25.
Hey, what's going on? That's from Kit.
So now they fired her.
Why they fired her?
Because she was late. But here's the thing. Nobody showed up. She was literally running the thing by herself. And it was a fluke because a lady that went to buy food witnessed it. So she secretively recorded it, right? And posted it. So it wasn't like it was made up. A woman did it. You know what I'm saying? And that's how it went viral. But anyway, if you want to support her, they ended up eventually firing her, which was so sad because if you looked at it, because she didn't know the lady was filming her, and she put it up on TikTok.
Well, what did they film her for?
Because the lady didn't know that she was doing it. She was all by herself. One person in the entire restaurant. She showed up. All the employees, nobody else showed up. And instead of her closing it, she felt, and she did it for a long time. She did it all day, and then they ended up firing her. Not that day they didn't fire her. They let her proceed, and people were actually, big up in her and sending her, where can we send you some money? And they ended up firing her. I didn't think they were going to fire her. So, because she did come in late eventually, but she was a hard-ass worker. She showed them. You could see it. Anyway. So, yeah.
Well, a job like Burger King or something like that, if you can't get something else, okay. But I'm saying, like, while you work at Burger King, Taco Bell, Walmart, any of these places, still everything you can to sell those things. That's all I'm trying to tell you. You don't believe me? Working, trying to do the whole thing by myself, and they still played up. Them companies are never gonna let you get on your feet. You're gonna work till you die. You might as well sell a box of Whoppers to the street.
Columbia, South Carolina. So if anybody wants to contribute to Lady LaBelle, and
nobody else
she was, man, when you see that, you're like, man, she said she liked her job, she's a hard worker, she did that, she just felt
He done.
Yeah, but
He gonna really be bitter now.
no, well, their folks are out around
So good to see you. That's gonna be Get out there and really help the
Real thugs.
Oh, damn, that's bad.
Wait, if you guys want to, look it online
They need to hire Umar at this motherfucker.
Oh, speaking of the word of the week, we have another.
You want a Whopper? You want a Whopper? You want a Whopper?
Oh shit!
So word of the week. Word of the week is very familiar to a lot of people, but I'm not too sure if people know exactly what it means or why they use it, how they use it. Pseudo.
Pseudo, yeah. Pseudo is.
Got an outfit with a hole in it? And what does pseudo mean?
Pseudo spelled S-E-U-D-O, and it means false, sham, counterfeit, or appearing as if real but not actually so.
That's almost every bitch I know is pseudo.
That should be called handshake.
Wow, gave me the pseudo.
Get pseudo ass out of here.
Yeah.
Pseudo. I hate people on my phone. I'm about to nickname her pseudo.
Pseudo. So when it rings,
It sounds dangerous.
pseudo. S. Well, people all kinds of people like, oh man. My pseudo girlfriend.
Pseudo motherfucking word.
Pseudo.
Chat went down, you guys. Sorry. All right, well there we go.
I say, look, check it out, y'all. We got
I'm not hurting.
shot town.
Shit, they was both over here.
Belgium.
Stop through the podcast, man. Let's get this set up over here. God damn it, so they can talk about what they gotta talk about, and y'all adjust the cameras as you have to, or whatever. Let's get shot down. They seats up in here. I used the sister in the video we saw at the beginning of the show, and I want to give her a chance to speak so people can see her in a different light than what they saw in the video. Anyway, y'all come on over. They got microphones. One of them got a microphone. Y'all do what y'all gotta do with the camera, with the lighting. Sherelle Pierce and motherfucking Marvin Phillips
There's a lot of funny in here. It's too much funny. It's too much funny.
in the house. How the cameras? Are the cameras set up to work yet? We're gonna let them set the cameras up where everybody can be in the shot when they talk. You know, we ain't one of the podcasts where somebody just sitting down with an iPhone talking about donate. I have never begged for y'all before. Please donate to me because everybody in the world is bullshit with Okay, so let me get it back.
I don't even care because they didn't even try to come get me. I was on there too long.
Will all us get in the full screen? That camera got to have a real wide lens. But that's all us right there. So look, check this out. I want to say this. First of all, we'll start off with Marvin. Marvin, one of the funniest comedians in the country. Marvin Phillips from Chi-Town. He has a podcast he does. What's up, Marvin? What's up with you? What's happening with your podcast?
It's going, dog. We getting it cracking off stage, man. It's on YouTube. Check it out. Subscribe, man. Actually, Corey, man, you was instrumental in pushing me to get it going. So, man, shout out to you and
Respect.
all the help and shit. So, yeah, we getting it going, man. Got a lot of people coming through, and it's just been good. People been
Marvin,
fucking
all
with it.
out good guy, man. No fucks hit to Marvin at all. Now, Sherelle was used in the video, and she had to sacrifice a little bit and act like she ain't want to do it at first, but you know what I'm saying? A lot of people lay their eyes on the 5150 show, and even though you were seen being the little busted in the
A
video,
thought, heavy and as a thought.
yes,
Okay, a little thought, Southside Chicago thought.
Sherelle is out here in lady, getting her feet wet in the game. She does stand-up comedy also. And Sherelle, you gotta tell her what else you got going on.
How come my introduction didn't come in like Marvin's, like he one of the funniest in the game?
Because we talked about that before you got here. Didn't we talk about that before she got here? I can't keep track. That show last night, that first girl.
Oh my
Talking
God.
about that shit. Your friend that you hooked up. Phil, you need to put her on.
Say that I said, wow. Get her a spot. That's what I said. Her field, we need to put. I didn't talk like that.
Wow.
Yeah, but you can't compare me to her. Okay, I kill every time.
No, I'm not
If
comparing.
anybody say I bomb, it's they hate me. It really be the audience who bomb.
No,
They hate me.
no.
I kill every time.
No, the girl last night though, it was bad.
Which time in?
I want her to just start scatting.
The fact that she looked like she wanted to fight you though.
She was acting a little tough, wasn't she? Yeah. When she came on stage, I laughed it off real good.
You did. You was like sexual chocolate. I'm like, oh no. She was like, I'm gonna see you when you get off the stage.
I wish she wasn't around when we was rapping with me and Wish.
No, she got up out of there.
She got up out that jam.
She can rap.
Sherelle is the person who hooked me up where I was able to throw out the first pitch at the White Sox game.
Oh, big shit.
Man, hey, listen, thank you.
Sherelle be plugged with a lot of shit. I'm telling you, so this is the chance
Yeah.
to let people know about your thing that you do.
Besides me being a gangster disciple, I am the plug. Okay? I'm the plug, all right?
Gotcha.
And, you know, I got connects. I told you last time. I'm the connect. I'm finna put this ponytail to the... I'm the connect, you know, and it was a lot of 5150 people at that game.
It was one
They
dude.
supported the White Sox game, and the White Sox won.
Yeah.
They won, man. Yeah, they killed it. And yeah, I'm the plug. So I'm Chi-Town's finest. I'm the connect. It's Fair Consulting. You can.
What is that? You spell it a certain way, right?
I spell it P-H-A-I-R. All right. My grandson passed away last year. His name was Pharaoh. A lot of people didn't know that. And, you know, Pharaoh is, you know, means God, you know, in Egypt. And so I wanted to name the company Fair to leave behind his legacy, you know.
What does the company do?
It's a consulting company for entertainers and entertainment world. And the slogan is, let's be fair. You know, so for people like Corey, I felt like he deserved his flowers. He's a legend in the game. You know, I hit the White Sox people up and I'm like, man, let them get this this first pitch. And they was eager to have you. They was excited. You know, a lot of people don't speak up for you because they know you know.
Well, like I said, there's a lot of comedians don't like me, and I ask them, if you ask them, why don't you like me? I'm sure they're going to have a lie that they have to come up with.
Yeah, and Fair helped Corey sell out the 5150 show in Chicago Theater, not once, but twice in a row, okay? 3,600 seats.
That's a cap.
Yeah, Fair
No,
did that. You said it's a cap.
And just like the chat room.
And I was the producer on that comedy festival.
Man.
What
in
comedy
Chicago.
festival?
Yes, she
I'm
was.
not going to say the name.
But she did.
That's the
but-
one Lil Rel put together.
I was one of the producers
She
on
was
that,
one of
and
the
I made
producers
sure.
on the Dick and Ass Festival in Chicago. Niggas was getting straight hit raw afterward.
Oh, God.
But just like the chat, Sherelle,
There's no walkers
give her
here.
condolences, 'cause she knows-
Thank you.
All right, Taiba.
A lot of people didn't
Time
know
to
that.
duel.
You know how bad I was thugging it last night. A lot going on. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What they say, Marvin? Because you was laughing like a motherfucker.
They always gonna fire your ass up. I love the chat.
They say you look like a swollen Dory.
Shit.
It's comedy. Corey made it so fun. I forgot I was playing the part up in the video.
just had to feel natural. That's all.
Wow, this guy. Shut the fuck up. Thank you.
But did y'all see Marvin on that ground?
Oh my goodness.
No, seeing him get up is what was funny as hell. Like that rope should be on his back.
Marvin said he was fucking with old Cynthia.
I'm fucking loud.
It don't matter what you get on, Marvin, as long as you get over it. Yeah, they got the cane corso right by your head. Hey, but still some motherfucker. Hey, but still some motherfucker. It's true. Tell them about you swam in the Olympics, Marvin. I'm just fucking with you. Now, look. So, video together because I wasn't going to show it to some other week. But when Marvin called and told me he was down, I just wanted, because I was just waiting to see Marvin come on the show. For you to, I hope people get up with you and they're trying to get some consulting. Over here! Or whatever you do. We believe you that.
Oh my fucking God.
Is that gonna happen? Deceased. So they only give you your flowers when you're dead? Tell them don't give me no street when I'm dead. I can't take a piss on the street. I don't want it.
You know, but they changed it. I'm still fighting, you know, switch that back. You ain't.
This'll be quick.
How about that, Craig? You know why Obama got a street? This asshole dead. Go ahead and hit it from the back hard.
Thanks.
Well, Shell don't do it like this with the toy. But her brother does. Ha ha!
Are they in here?
Oh, God, it's good. They can hear they fucking with you.
Man, why not just play the video? The video was so cold that the White Sox did. Just welcome to you, sort of.
I don't care if they shoot it good.
That's
You got the video. When I threw the pitch at this minor league game, it was a straight strike down the middle. But look, Al Wayne was there. He was talking to me. He said, "You ain't get no warm up?" Did he?
No. I was like, you gotta He started practicing in the hallway. I'm like, even if the girl told him he didn't have to go all the way to the
This might hurt a little.
Was it working? It bounced first. That's why I was there.
But the way he walked off is more funny.
Where are you, Rick?
He took his shirt off. He started
I did a crib Marvin, listen, what y'all want 5150?
Appreciate the help.
5150 people to know about y'all before we play this video, man. Y'all got something y'all want to promote or something?
Appreciate the help.
Man, I just want to podcast off stage. Please check it out, subscribe, watch it. Man, 5150 fuck with me, dog. I was just at a car show. There was a lot of motherfuckers out there like, man, I seen you on 5150, so they definitely be fucking with me.
Just a second.
Off stage on YouTube. Type in off stage. Shout out to my cousin Reese, to the team, producers. That's my little cousin, man. That's my cousin. Yeah, that's my man. That's my blood cousin, man. Whole crew found me. My wife, his wife. He ain't no midget. He just got rickets.
What's that?
That's a bone disease. My whole family like that. Like all my aunts and uncles, they got bowleg. They bowleg. Rickets is a bone disease. It make your legs grow. You can trip out. You see these niggas, and they got
Look up rickets.
and they got long heads like everybody. That's why we know how to roast so good, cause niggas been roasting my family. Yeah, that's my good. Yo, shout out to the team.
Man, listen, y'all really need to check out our stage. I'm on Dub. Y'all can so episode, and I'm talking
I'm dead.
Hit me up in the inbox. I got you. Let me see what I can do to help you. For the entertainers, you know, you guys dropping those specials. I'm the connect. I'm the one to come to. Shout out to Nate Jackson, his assistant, for reaching out to me for some stuff. So, you know, man, I'm getting it cracking. I work with a lot of people, you guys.
All right, so look, squad, let's play the video one more time while we go to break. We gonna do we have a beat? I'm sure we do. Yeah. So we gonna play the video one time while we go.
Making a star.
That's when I found out she's taking it too damn far. Think way bigger. So what happened? Where he died. My baby. Y'all know what's up.
Is that scene? I thought it was the one. You want me to die, Ray?
Same scene. Now let me know you ain't seen the movie.
But it's more part of it.
Sugar Hill.
That movie Sugar Hill, when the old boy died, he be like, ooh. You ain't seen Sugar Hill?
I was a kid when I seen it. It's been
Those three different scenes.
30 years.
It's been out 30 years?
I mean, I was in 4th grade when Sugar Hill came out.
Man.
I was still watching Little Mermaid and shit like that. Baby's kids and shit. You know what I'm talking about?
I ain't gonna lie, you listen to your puffy tapes. But look, we are about to sign out. We want to thank America for keeping up.
But
with
keep
us.
on.
You know,
Oh shit, I'm the killer.
Easy to do, but it's easy to 5150. We up out, no doubt. Put the thing in your mouth now.
Ooh, what's that? My time pager. Now, who could be contacting me at this hour?
Thank you. And first of all, thank you to the Vice President for bringing us here today. Thank you, Secretary, for your leadership. And most importantly, thank you to the men and women of the National Guard. Here's the most important point. There are residents who lived in Washington, D.C. their entire lives. Their parents lived here, their grandparents lived here, and they have lived for generations in intolerable conditions of crime and decay. There are parts of the city, I moved to the city 20 years ago. There are places where I have seen graffiti that has been untouched for 2 decades. There are homeless encampments that have made it impossible for families to use public parks and public recreation for as long as I've lived here. There are hundreds of residents of this city who are shot in street violence every single year, making it one of the most violent cities on planet Earth. And for too long, 99% of this city has been terrorized by 1% of the city. And the voices that you hear out there, those crazy communists, they have no roots, they have no connections to the city, they have no families they are raising in this city, they have no one that they are sending to school in this city, they have no jobs in this city, they have no connections to this community at all. But they're the ones who've been advocating for the 1%, the criminals, the killers, the rapists, the drug dealers. And I'm glad they're here today. Because me, Pete, and the Vice President are all going to leave here, and inspired by them, we're going to add thousands more resources to this city to get the criminals and the gang members out of here. We're going to dismantle those networks, and we're going to prove that a city can serve for the law-abiding citizens who live there. We are not going to let the communists destroy a great American city, let alone the nation's capital. And let's just also address one other thing. All these demonstrators that you've seen out here in recent days, all of these elderly white hippies, they're not part of the city and never have been. And by the way, most of the citizens who live in Washington, D.C. are black. This is not a city that has had any safety for its black citizens for generations. And President Trump is the one who is fixing that with the support of the Metropolitan Police Department, the support of the National Guard, and our federal law enforcement officers. So we're going to ignore these stupid white hippies that all need to go home and take a nap because they're all over 90 years old, and we're going to get back to the business of protecting the American people and the citizens of Washington, D.C.
Thank you, Stephen. Few questions.
All right, we're in the building. We are in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Glad to have you guys in here. Welcome to the Tap In. Round of applause to you. Welcome to the Tap In. We are tapping in heavy. And I would like everybody to give me a fly retweet. That would be great. If you can give me a great retweet, that would be absolutely phenomenal. A lot of stuff we're going to touch on the broadcast. Before I get started, everybody go to hiddenhistorymuseum.com. Get the book Hidden Heroes from A to Z, and also make a contribution to the phenomenal Hidden History Museum. Let's do that. And before we get started, let me give some shout outs to some of the regulars in here real quick. We got Michi God, Highland, Black Republican. We got Kevin, Ty Powell, Trinity, Sir Mike, Goddess, Grinds TV, the Tabernacle.
Thought you was doing some sneaky shit.
FBA Think Tank. Much respect to the family. Respect to the law. Remember, the first thing I want to touch on, your boy, Stephen Miller of the Trump administration. Stephen Miller, he was up there with J.D. Vance. They had they did some kind of press conference earlier. And, Stephen Miller, they've been accusing that man of having all types of alt-right, white supremacist ties for the longest. People have been saying that. So it is what it is. But he did a press conference. They were trying to justify putting more National Guards on the streets in D.C., pulling more militarized police in D.C. He was up there doing a lot of dog whistling. He was talking about as D.C. has all this crime. It's majority black city. And yeah, the black people, they've never been protected from crime. So watch the wording, watch how they're trying to frame it. You're not trying to protect black people by going around harassing all innocent black people. You're just harassing innocent black people. That's not protecting black people from anything. That's out of that what's his name? What's the guy's name in New York? Why am I having a brain fart? Yo, my New Yorkers, what's his name?
Oh, you can't be that stupid.
Ass former mayor of New York, Giuliani. There you go, Rudy Giuliani. They're trying to take some out of his playbook. That tough on crime. He's tough on crime by stopping and frisking all the black people. See how I save you black people from crime? I had people harassing you before you could commit a crime because you're so criminal prone. It's that type of narrative. So they were using a lot of dog whistles. Stephen Miller was talking about all of this crime, and the Trump administration, they're talking about doing some kind of probe because the crime, he said, is underreported, which it's not, because they're saying that the crime is low in DC, which it is. The crime is down, but no, Trump is like, no, we got to challenge that. We're white and we say so. Basically, just a bunch of I'm white and I say so. But Stephen Miller kept using the term communist. He kept using the word communist, and he was talking about some of the white protesters who are out there. Basically, they're protesting against these federal agents being used on immigrants. And he was like, oh, these white hippies, all these elderly liberal white hippies. So they were doing a lot of dog whistling. But we got to understand, and see, family, we got to really, really reframe this black crime narrative. We got to reframe that. I keep telling people there is no such thing as black crime. I'm going to say it again. There is no such thing as black crime. The thing is, the media and the dominant society, they understand the power of repetition. If they just keep saying something, if they just keep saying it, ultimately it'll just kind of catch on. That's why they keep trying to get in front of the Foundation of Black American Renaissance. Too many people are speaking on it. So this is why they send their operatives to jump out and try to miscategorize what our lineage is. That's a counter narrative from the alphabet people. That's a psyops. But we got to understand when people just keep saying, and the media keeps saying black crime, and that really started in the 70s. That black crime narrative, that started in the 70s. Real heavy in the media. They just kept saying black crime, urban crime, black crime, black crime. And then they started making movies about these white vigilantes going out fighting this black crime. Like the Dirty Harry movies. Y'all remember those? It's not a coincidence that these types of movies started popping up right after the civil rights movement and right after quote unquote immigration, when black people started moving into these big urban centers. All of a sudden you got Clint Eastwood playing a cop who's an enforcer and running down on the black gangsters. And then you had movies like Death Wish with Charles Bronson doing the same thing. These white vigilantes go out into the streets, go into the subways to enact justice on the criminal element. You see, that was a real big thing. And then in real life, it started happening with the Bernard Guest story in New York in the mid-'80s. A white man went out here and actually shot some black folks talking about they were trying to rob him. And then he became a national hero among white supremacists. And if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Bernard Goetz Jewish? Wasn't he Jewish? Yeah, now my New York people know who Bernard Goetz is. It's a very infamous story back in the 80s. But for all these white supremacists who love talking about Jewish this, oh, the problem is the Jews or whatever, boy, they don't have a problem with the Bernard Goetz of the world, do they? They do not have a problem with them. Let me look him up real quick. Right, I think he was a Jewish cat. I'm looking it up real quick. But I think it was a Jewish cat. I'm looking it up. Bernard Goetz. Yep, Jewish. Yep, he's Jewish. His mother was Jewish. Yeah. So yeah. Yeah, don't let them fool you with that. It's the Jews, man. We got to get together against the Jews. Man, please. These white supremacists Christians, work with anti-black Jewish people, anti-black Buddhists, anti-black everybody. They all work against us. But understand, you have to see how Stephen Miller and other people, they weaponize race for political justification. So when Miller's talking about DC, it hasn't had any safety for black citizens in generations. Well, that's because you're not allocating resources to help the black community. Most crime is facilitated by the dominant society in the black communities. You see? And they ignore local demographics in the area so they can really sound more sensationalized. When he said most citizens in DC are black, isn't it like what, over 40%? I don't think that's the majority, but you know, again, these are dog whistles.
Yeah, see, I clocked in late anyway.
These are dog whistles, and again, they're trying to deploy the National Guard, despite all across the board, it's showing that there are low crime rates out there. So they're just doing the I'm white and I say so, just repetitive repeating, and if you just keep repeating it, that will make it true. If you keep repeating something, they said, okay, just keep on repeating it. It'll become reality sooner or later. And DC, violent crime is at a reported historic low. But like I said, the Trump administration said, nope, there's some corruption in the data collecting. So we're going to do a probe to get somebody to look over the real data. Because we say crime is higher, which it's not.
Hey, what about? Oh, I've been playing this about an hour.
And they're trying to do the whole racist savior narrative.
Try some Marvel Rivals. I ain't played that in a little bit.
See, that whole thing about going in and helping the black community, these people have tried to dismantle black access to housing, education, justice, and everything. So now they want to present themselves as a protector. So that's just cynical manipulation, you know, and they do these dog whistles. They get out here, they use this coded racial language. You know, just keep saying black and crime, and rapes and robberies and all of this stuff. And he kept using, again, Stephen Miller just kept using the term communist. Yeah, we got to get these white, old, elderly liberals. We got to get all of these communists out of here. There's communists. Family, that they're going back to the old Jim Crow tactics. That's what they used to do during Jim Crow, during the Cold War. Communists, whenever you hear that word, understand what they're really trying to say. That's a dog whistle. They know good and well ain't nobody no damn communist. But that's a term that they used to use on a lot of black activists. Communist is basically a little code word that they try to use to make you seem like you're un-American. You understand? The term communist, that's been used to discredit black activists, black leaders, anybody who pushed for like a radical systemic change. Calling like civil rights activism communism, that implies that you demanding equality and justice and protection for black people, that's some kind of foreign subversive entity behind it. It's dangerous to American values. So that frames black empowerment as a threat, rather a demand for fairness. So people like Paul Robeson, people who spoke out against Jim Crow racism, they were, hey, that's just a communist. Remember, they used to call Dr. King that all the time. They used to call Dr. King a communist all the time. And also that communist label implying that you're part of some kind of foreign entity or you're being manipulated by some foreign hostile entity. That's used to justify surveillance, harassment, and violence against black people, like during the COINTELPRO era, which we're still in COINTELPRO, it's just more advanced. The FBI, we know they would always use communists to justify illegal wiretaps, infiltration,
Not even finna change it for that.
Leaders and organizations like the Black Panthers and many, many others. So that label gave law enforcement an excuse to criminalize black activism under the guise of national security. You see, watch the words they use when they're talking about National Guard and communism. National Guard and communism. See, they're not saying these words randomly. Communism means foreign threat. National Guard, okay, yeah, we need the National Guard to neutralize this foreign threat. You see? And, they always use these little smear tactics to kind of isolate black movements from any other allies that might be there, which we don't, we're on our own anyway. But when they use communists, that's a deliberate tactic really to not get white people involved, any white moderates or any kind of white liberals or whoever who might want to show some kind of sympathy or support for black causes. That scares the white people. See, that suggests that any collaboration with black activists, people like that, you're aligning with America's enemies. So they use those terms to scare liberal white people. And it just implies that there's a loyalty to a foreign agenda. That's why when we start talking about reparations, the Democrats do the same thing too. This is why I'm not making this a partisan issue, because the Republicans and the Democrats do the same thing. Remember, the Democrats was doing the same thing. They just worded it a different way. What did the Democrats do when we were telling the Democrats, hey, we'll vote for you, but you're going to have to give us some tangibles. Y'all got to give us reparations. Y'all got to give us tangibles in order for us to vote for you. What did they do? They start talking about, well, you guys are controlled by Russian bots. Russian bots was another updated term for communist. That's all it is.
What?
And those were the liberals doing that, remember? The Democrats were doing that. Russian bots, that's another code word for communist. But they know not to say communist. I'm talking about the Democrats, because you will sound too much like the alt-right, the far-right people. So they just revamped the word. But that's what it is. Communists, and back in the 60s and 50s and all that, when you talked about communists, it was Russia. You're talking about Russia. Because there was a Cold War going on. So the Russia and the US was, kind of going back and forth, beefing and dissing each other and all of that. So they would always make up stuff about somebody being secretly funded by Russians. Is Russian communists secretly funding these black movements? Or there's Russian Jews doing it. They always do that. It's the Russian funding. And even the white supremacists who call up now, they start talking about, yeah, you blacks are funded by Jews. They'll say that out of nowhere. Or you're locked in with the Jews. Remember, we had a white supremacist who crashed out a week or so ago. And he kept throwing that Jew thing where we're controlled by a secret cabal of Jews. You see? So we got to watch the words there. But the thing is, what they do, they conflate disorder and criminality with us. And communism is conflated with disorder and criminality. The term communist, they always tie it to accusations of rioting, anti-police behavior, any type of organized black protest. So that allowed the state to basically equate black resistance with chaos, rebellion, illegitimacy, and that justifies militarized crackdowns. You see? And again, they still use those terms now. The name of the game is to shut down any racial justice movement that puts white supremacy on the hot seat. See, a lot of these modern suspected white supremacists like Stephen Miller, they revive that communist dog whistle by describing any black progressive movements or any justice reform as somehow foreign Marxists or something like that. It's a foreign threat to the status quo. And we got to really understand some of the other little dog whistles that they use about crime. Miller said something about, yeah, there's a lot of rapes and robberies and murders and gangs and all types of criminality in DC, and we're going to go in and dismantle those networks. He said that specifically. He said he's going to dismantle those networks. Here is the thing. There are no networks of large-scale organized crime in black society. See, he said that for a reason, and he knew that was cap. This is why, and I said this the other day, the police and the federal guards and all those people running around DC, they're just kind of running around like Keystone cops. They don't really know what to do because there are no crime networks. There are not these big, organized, centralized crime networks with black people. It don't exist. You understand? It doesn't exist. There's no central crime networks. There's no equivalent to organized white collar crimes or Asian mafia crimes or Hispanic cartels, Italian mafia, Irish mafia, Jewish mafia. There's no equivalent, ladies and gentlemen. Now, it's very interesting that they got the National Guard talking about they're going to go and target these non-existent black criminal networks when you have real ones from other people in the dominant society out here. You have several Asian mafias that operate over here and bring in all types of illegal entities and elements over here. You still got the Italian mafia. You still got parts of the Irish mafia. You still got you definitely got Hispanic cartels. But no, you're going to put all your resources talking about non-existent black organized crime networks. Family don't exist because if they did, they would name them already. You notice that?
You know what I mean?
If there was something like the Medellin cartel or the what's that the Gotti family,
Oh shit.
whatever, there were some things like that in black society. They would name them and it would have been busted up already. You know, we're already over police. These folks don't let us organize enough to get a big crime network. By the time 6 Negroes get together, they're going to get busted for something. They up to something. Let's stop them. We're over police. We don't even get a chance to organize large-scale criminal networks. It just takes 6 of us getting together, and that's enough. You understand? So don't let people fool you with that. We have individual crimes. You know, in every community, you know, individuals, they commit crime, but to claim that Black America has networks that institutionalize rape and drug dealing and killing, that's dishonest. That's just not true. And, you know, black neighborhoods, they experience street level crime, you know, but that's shaped by poverty and neglect. It's not no syndicate systems like cartels or corporations, even though Bloods and Crips ain't that organized. Bloods and Crips are really fragmented sets. You know, it's different fragmented sets all over the place, but it's not an organized, centralized network of people. No, real organized networks are structural. You know, well, it's a group of people organizing a system where they have certain levels in the rape networks in black society. Now you have sex trafficking rings and pedo rings in white society. You have white organizations like NAMLA that's been doing questionable things with boys for years. They're not going after these organizations. You see, so this is racial targeting. I'm just showing the hypocrisy here. I'm showing the hypocrisy here.
even with drug trafficking in black communities, the drugs are imported from other places by other people. It's not invented. We don't create any. Even my friend Freeway Rick was involved in that, but that was a bigger play. He was a low-level pawn in a way bigger scheme. That was the CIA and the Contras and the Colombians and all of them working, funneling money over here. So that was a real big play. But the finger gets pointed at Freeway Rick and people like him. They point at the street level dudes, but the supply chain, the importation and the infrastructure, all of the things that's outside of black control, that magically gets ignored. Yeah. And the thing is, look,
They ain't even
black
try.
people, we're already over policed, but we're underprotected. You understand? If all these vast networks existed, like I said, they would have been dismantled a long time ago. We are the most heavily surveilled and policed people in the United States. They watch everything we do. Yeah, and the fact that law enforcement, they hadn't produced any evidence of no systematic rape rings or big cartels, that proves it's fiction. I'm telling you, if it existed, they would have been out here running on that, propping that up. That's why when black folks, when they give us RICO charges, it's always one person. Yeah? When they get a RICO charge on a black person, it's one person for some bullshit. It's like with Diddy, R. Kelly. You're going to have a one-person RICO where one person gets hemmed up. Or they got to try to make a record label a RICO, just like they did with Young Thug. They tried to make their record label an organized crime entity, and that failed. Thank goodness it failed. It was found not guilty. Thank goodness it failed. You see? It just doesn't exist. So we got to really understand the game, understand these dog whistle strategies that they use, how they overly try to criminalize us, and we got to stop letting them do that. I keep telling people, stop letting them use that word black crime. Ain't no damn black crime. There is no black crime, ladies and gentlemen. These people are not doing anything that the black community is co-signing. So again, if somebody goes and robs a liquor store, he happens to be black, what the hell does that have to do with any other black person? I want you to put your thinking caps on. If this guy, Mr. Dusty or whoever he is, some dusty fool decides to go rob a liquor store, that him robbing that liquor store don't benefit me. He's not going to share the damn money with me. I don't know him. I don't co-sign that, nor does any other black person. So how in the hell is it black crime? That's just some dusty dude who wanted to rob a liquor store. That has nothing to do with the rest of black society. You understand that? Y'all got to look at it from that perspective. We're not co-signing that. That wasn't part of some organized network. That was some fool who decided one day to go do something stupid, something that I would never do. And certain street dudes who are semi-organized, some of the street hustlers who are semi-organized, who organize in a sense where they just have an understanding about territory. That's what I mean. Cats just kind of understand different boundaries.
Well, I mean, why?
Impose on different territories so they get somewhat of an understanding. But it's still not an organized, structural entity like that. But even the street dudes, they don't like all of the carjackings and the shootings and the robberies. They don't like that because it makes the block hot. When you do something stupid like that,